Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, brought to you by our buddy John Songer and the Gaslight.
Hi, it's John from the Gaslight. Just kidding. But John from the Gaslight is bringing you this episode of the Wondering Dutchman. The Gaslight, located on historic 4th Street in Huntingburg, is your go-to spot for good food, great pizza, and cold beer. John wanted us to remind you that the Gaslight is also your go-to spot for holiday parties. It doesn't even have to be a holiday party. You can host a team, birthday, or class reunion in the back room. The Gaslight will also help your organization raise funds through pizza fundraisers. And you can't forget about bar catering for your next private event. Give John a call today. Also, if you're looking to make a little vacation, holiday, or even beer money on the side, John would like to talk to you about working at the Gaslight. Inquire today.
The Wondering Dutchman podcast.
Well, none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about whatever we wonder about, what everyone... We've been doing the show... Keep this in, Dave. Been doing the show damn near 2 years, and then this is where it's at.
Yeah.
Still get butterflies.
Yeah,
Just hit the damn song.
The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast, where we talk about what we all wonder about, because that's what we do. I am Esquire, and joining me in the middle there, rocking the Orlando Harley-Davidson shop with the turquoise turtle, it's our buddy by way of Richmond, Indiana, his lounge in which we sit and record this glory to be. It's our buddy David Allen Smoker.
Hello.
Sitting across from me, 1/4 of the way to the Blue Band group. It's our buddy by way of Holland, Indiana, City of Huntingburg's most valuable employee, the mayor of 1025.
That's right.
Our buddy,
Know your place.
Zachary, you can have it, David Masner.
Hey, guys.
Fellas, here we are. We're on to another glorious day. If you're listening to us on Friday, happy Friday to you. Glad you can join us. We are recording this in real time on a Thursday last week as you listen to this. Through the magic of editing, Smoke Dragon's going to put this out. It's going to be another banger, and life is going to go on for sure. But before we get into that, let's have a little chat. And that little chat is brought to you by somebody that's spreading a little Christmas cheer. Smoke Dragon. No, it's not Santa Claus. It's our buddy Logan Clark and Lights by Logan.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Wait a minute. It's only October. But our buddy Logan Clark with Lights by Logan wants you to be in the Christmas spirit this year by decorating your home with lights and other holiday decorations. Let Lights by Logan take the pain out of the holiday decorating and let them do all the work for you. From install to taking down, they do it all. The schedule is filling up fast as Logan and crew service DuBois and the surrounding counties. Give Logan of Lights by Logan a call today at 812-631-4700.
All right, big fella, what's on your mind
Well,
since Wednesday's show?
yeah, recovering from the poop phone incident, moving into Friday here. It's in real time. It would be Friday.
How many people knew the story before we just talked about it on Wednesday?
Just a very select few. Dave.
Case looks a little less clear than it was last week.
Do what now?
The case looks a little less clear than it was.
On my phone?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
It's kind of got like a brown.
It's yellow. It's yellowed. I didn't have that on last week.
When it fell in the poop water?
No.
Oh.
Is that a new one?
Black. That's the one I've had forever. You talking about like on Wednesday's show? Or you talking about
No,
like
I'm talking about before it was in
that
the poop.
did not go in the poop.
Okay.
The black phone case went in the poop.
Oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
No. But yeah, anyway, just we're going to, if you're listening to this on Friday of next week, we would have went to Terre Haute for Evelyn to run in the state championship, the state middle school state championship cross country. So she qualified for state. So
Nice.
we're going up there to watch her do that. Then we're going to red eye back to Raider Field for Big Fella. They're doing their end of the season jamboree.
Has there always been two?
Yeah. So they'll do their end of the season jamboree. Gonna get on a little bit of that concession stand action.
Oh, you pulling the 8 a.m. to midnight again?
Yeah, I'll be there for the 12.
Good.
But yeah, so we got that, and then hopefully make it up to the porch party Saturday night. Maybe catch the graveyard shift up there for that one, and then
We'll be there.
Other than that, guys, I don't know. I just it's good to get back in the swing of things. You know, glad to be back on the old 1-2 swing, Madoo. We got some stuff going on at home with some bathroom repairs. Had a contractor out to look over our plans for our addition. Try to maybe
so is that going to green light?
try to hopefully get that thing maybe at least moving. You know what I mean, towards the green light. But yeah, we just. Got to get that internet cable buried in the ground.
I was just talking about that last night.
Justine does not like that laying on the ground.
I just need to
anymore.
drive the tractor over this weekend and.
Yeah. Well, I got a bucket, and I could just kind of gouge.
Well,
but
I think we put the grater blade.
I don't
at
think
an
I
angle.
got enough cable to do. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Since soccer's over Sunday, maybe we can tackle that. See what we got going on.
Yeah, I can put the kids in the bucket and take them to church, and then we can just come to your place after that.
I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Or I could just like drive here and then drive it there, and then you could come after church or whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it work.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm just ready
Think
to.
they'd stop me for driving kids in a tractor in a bucket?
No,
I don't think so either.
not a chance.
No, here.
I would actually probably prefer them to be in the bucket rather than on
the fender.
On the fender.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
That still bothers me when people like mow grass with their kids
I
sitting.
hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
There's no way. It makes me icky. Smoke Dragon, what about you? Any news and notes of worthiness for the day?
You know, it's been clear the last couple nights and cool.
Definitely has.
Ooh.
And I'm a big fan, and
Makes me happy.
Oh, it's night walking time.
I'm
that
ready
sounds
for a
bad when you
fire.
say it like that.
It makes you sound.
Richard Ramirez, the old Night Stalker.
Yeah, that sounds bad when you say it out loud like that. But we know, I've talked about it before. I love when it starts getting to this time of the year. And
Yeah,
there's
that's
a Christmas.
whenever you got a big eye full of my junk when you were out there for a walk.
Listen,
Suit
pal,
up in dark clothes, grab your binoculars.
No, he didn't. He had a magnifying glass. Yeah.
didn't see anything in case you're
Well,
wondering.
yeah, because it's a good 50 yards away and it was dark.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Exactly right.
God.
Sorry, Smoke Dragon.
Holy shit, look at the cock on that guy. No, it was not like that.
Yeah, anyway, I'm getting all amped up for fall, and I'm a little bummed out. It's good. I got to get in the pool this weekend to get the steps out. So I'm glad it's going to be like 80 in the day. But
Yeah, I got my ass ripped for draining mine early.
Ooh.
yeah, kill whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that it?
Yep, that's it.
Two things of note for me. I saw a tweet the other day.
Tweet.
Or an
Is it
X.
still a tweet?
I don't know what they call them anymore. A post that blew my mind. On Wednesday's show, we talked about the devastation over there in western North Carolina, Georgia, those areas through there. So this was a tweet from 4 days ago in real time. So that would have been September 30th. It's 30 days in September, right? September 30th. So it gave a statistic that was very interesting, and it's showed on the map that the total rainfall east of the Mississippi River for the past 5 days, including an upper level low and Hurricane Helene, over 40 trillion gallons of water.
Yeah.
20 trillion gallons of that fell across Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, especially over mountainous terrain. Here's the little picture on the old map there, because that's what's made it worse in those areas of Tennessee, North and South Carolina was they had that like an upper level low that had set in there, and they had a bunch of rain already, and then the rest. But 40 trillion gallons of water. Unreal.
It is unreal, man.
Unreal. So, I don't know.
Has that got a calculator on it?
Mhm.
How many pounds is that? 8 pounds is a gallon. 40 trillion. That's just two. Good grief.
How many zeros is in a trillion?
Well, there's
8. Right? No.
8 is 100 million, isn't it?
6 is 100 million. No.
6 is 1 million.
Yeah.
8 is 100 million. So 9 is a billion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I skipped a billion.
Yeah, then
So it'd be 12. Right? Math.
be 1 trillion, yeah.
Yeah.
How many trillions?
40.
Good God.
40 trillion gallons
So
of
how
water.
many
13 zeros. 4 and 13 zeros times 8, so that's 200. What's past trillion?
I don't know.
Million, billion, trillion.
Quadzillion?
In quadrillion, is that?
Quadrillion?
We're gonna sound like
Maybe.
a bunch of idiots.
How many
Yeah.
zeros? 13? 1?
That's like 24 quadrillion pounds. Then you divide that
weight.
by 2,000 to ton.
13 times 8?
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's 3.2 E plus 14, whatever that means.
3.2 and then 14 is going to be.
No, look, that's the answer.
Yeah.
And then you're going to divide that by 2,000, right?
Yeah.
To get tons.
Yeah, so then divide by 2,000.
Divided by 2,000.
Because there's 2,000 pounds in
Holy
a ton.
shit.
So, how many zeros are there?
That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 zeros. So that's going to 16 and 9 zeros. So that's 160
Million.
million tons of water. And
And weight by volume.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
Could
just-
be by volume.
yeah, by
Yeah,
weight.
it would- by weight.
The gallons is a volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's a whole lot of.
How many? 160 million tons?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 zeros? No, 11.
9.
Math's not our strong suit.
It's
Definitely
Dave's.
not. Well, it is.
So that's
Dave's.
how much water east of the Mississippi.
No, that's 1.6 billion.
billion
Yeah,
tons.
yeah.
Wow.
That's wild. That is wild. Big fella.
Suck on that, California.
Yeah. What do you have for us on this Friday?
Well, so today we're starting to work on a project, and it involves some concrete this morning. And we got the mix laid down and ended up getting it all bull floated off and everything like that. And then the boys are getting ready to start getting on it and getting an edge in and all kinds of stuff. And I was getting ready to clean my bull float. And there was some grass right adjacent to where we were pouring. So instead of taking your concreted up bull float straight into the bucket to clean it, I just went ahead and gave her the old 1-2 in the grass. You know what I mean? Like, because the grass was still covered in dew, and just kind of rubbed it on the grass to kind of knock the bulk off. And then I dipped her down in the bucket, and then I laid her back down in the grass, and then I went to pick the bull float back up, and it's got these real, like our float poles are blue, like they're real bright colored blue aluminum poles. And there was what I thought immediately stuck to the pole that had been pruned from the ground was a 4-leaf clover. And I thought, holy shit, like I have never in my life found a 4-leaf clover. And I thought, today is the day. Today will be the day that I would find my first 4-leaf clover. Well, after further inspection, it was literally just 2 3-leafers that had lost 1 or 2 of each, and what assumed it had 2 stems, basically. Yeah. So it wasn't a 4-leaf clover, which got me thinking, like I had this feeling, like, like you get that holy shit, like that like that really happened. Like that's the first 4-leaf clover that I've ever found. And I was thinking, obviously, I have never found one. And I was wondering, is finding a 4-leaf clover just something that some people can't do?
Probably
because
because
I know that I have never found one, but I have been with people that I know who are avid 4-leaf clover finders and could be looking at the same patch of grass that I am and will literally pick one out in a matter of seconds.
I've known 2 people like that.
I know.
Like, I'll
I
get
know
you one. There's here's one. Oh,
I know
3?
2. I can count 2 people right now that I know that I have personally witnessed pick a 4-leaf clover out of a clover patch that I've
Now
that I've been
hold
looking
the
at.
phone.
What?
Has that happened recently in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, these people I know, I just haven't been around. But I'm wondering if they were just screwing with me the whole time, and they grab it up and they're counting if they rip one.
Well,
Because like every time, it's like, oh yeah, there's one right here.
you would have multiple. You would see multiple stems.
No,
if they were screwing with
because
you.
they're heart-shaped things. If you just, I bet it.
So you're saying you've been hoodwinked? The old wool's
Potentially.
been pulled over the eyes.
Potentially, because there's not a place they couldn't look and be like, yep, there's one right there.
Yeah,
And I've looked and never found one.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's a tough. I've never found one, but then again, I can also say I've never spent much time looking.
It is debated whether the 4-leaf clover is caused genetically or environmentally. It is relatively a rarity. 1 in 5,000 clovers suggest a possible recessive gene appearing at a low frequency. Alternatively, 4-leaf clovers could be caused by somatic mutation or developmental error of environmental causes. But, I mean, there are pictures here of what like real ones look like and what fake ones look like, you know? But like the difference between fake ones and real ones are on a molecular level.
Here's
But-
a better question.
But
Who
if
do you-
that son of a bitch has got 4 leaves, it's a 4-leaf clover.
who do you think started like the 4-leaf clover is luck and all that other bullshit?
The Irish.
Well, no. I bet it was a white guy that thought it sounded Irish.
The 4-leaf clover,
Might.
or just
Yeah, I don't think the Irish should be like, that's lucky. I think that's too Irish for it to be an Irish
so? When
thing.
did the lucky thing
Just
turn
like
into like
Taco
St.
Bell,
Patrick's Day?
everybody's like, that's Mexican food, but it's not.
It's Tex-Mex,
Yeah.
technically.
I bet somebody awfully white with not much red hair came up with.
No, you kind of got a little Irish in you, don't you?
Yeah. That's actually shows up in the genetic testing, unlike my Native
Not
American.
Did you do it?
heritage. No, but my sister
Oh.
has. There's been
Yeah.
my grandpa's grandpa was a Mulrooney, I believe.
A Mulrooney.
Yeah, he was like an Irish immigrant that rolled cigars.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, here you go, Casey. Clovers are a variation of the shamrock, which represents the Trinity of St. Patrick. Add another leaf to the Trinity, and you can have a Celtic symbol of luck and safety. The 4-leaf clover was held in high regard by the Druids. They saw it was a charm that could bring luck and help the finder spot danger. According to the Celtic legend, 1 leaf is for faith, 1 for hope, 1 for love, and 1 for luck. There you go.
there we go.
So it was the
I was taught head, hands, heart, and health.
That's your 4-H.
that's
there,
4-H fair there, Goofy.
It's a clover. Is the
Did,
4-H?
did you even go to the fair this year?
No.
Okay.
No. No fairing for me. I'd like to find a pot of gold or a leprechaun.
Everybody see the leprechaun say, yeah! That one will go down in history. No, I was just thinking about it because I really got my hopes up. Like I was like, holy shit, there
So
it is.
this was a recent situation
this
where
morning.
you.
This morning, right
Oh.
now, this morning.
Did I zone out for that part of the story?
Yeah,
he
you were on
told
your
that
phone.
was the
My
blue skidoo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the,
so I
bowl trowel.
float. Yep. So I thought I
Is
had
it wrapped in leather?
Oh, that's right. I do remember that
I
part now.
thought I had found one, but I didn't.
Well, I hate to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, no, So
I mean, are you going to keep searching or are you going to give up?
no, I mean, if it's out of happenstance, you know what I mean? Like,
And I feel like that's the best kind of find. I feel like maybe I've stumbled across one, maybe, but I can't be sure.
I wonder if it's like finding
Nemo?
Needle in a haystack,
no, like
bone in
like
a ship,
mushrooms. People that go mushroom hunting.
There's some people who are real good at finding them, and there's some people that ain't real good at them.
It was the spring before I left the mine. So April, probably March-ish, April-ish. When is Good Friday usually?
April.
April.
Well, I think April predominantly.
Late April, early May type stuff. Easter.
I don't think it gets into late. Well,
Easter.
early May. Anywhere from
Yeah.
April to May.
Yeah. So I had never found a mushroom before until probably 6 years ago,
Really?
7 years ago. Yeah, never. And then I went for a walk at dinner time. We were at lunch, and this guy that we were running dirt tractors, doing some clearing, and he was like, "Yeah, I bet you there's some mushrooms in that patch of woods right there." And I said, "Well, hell, I'll go out there over dinner and look around, and I'll be damned if I didn't find one." And that wasn't no bigger than my thumb. And I thought, after all these years, I have never found a mushroom. And the one that I do find, the very first one, the son of a bitch is about the size of my thumb, just a little bitty ass gray morel. And then now it's like they just jump out at you. And I feel like when you find one,
Like you see the first one.
yes, sir. Like when you get to mushroom hunting or you get into this patch of woods, you could walk forever on the same trail and not find nothing. And then when you see the first one, you can go however far and then turn around and go back, and you'll find every one of them son of bitches on your way back out the same way you went in.
There's a bunch of like old wives' tales that are attached to mushroom hunting. You know, like put them in a mesh sack.
Yeah, that's
do
true,
this,
though.
do that.
Because of the spores. They got to have room. The spores got to drop out. I know dudes.
Hey, did you see that movie just did there?
Aaron
He's
Dicker.
a
I know
world-class
dudes.
Aaron Dicker.
I know dudes that only mushroom hunt in the rain, and I also know dudes that that prefer to mushroom hunt in the dark
See now,
because they use their headlamp and they're just so hyper
Vibrant.
Yeah, they're so hyper focused on.
it seems like that'd be a good way to get
Yeah.
shot.
They also say that.
Or walking at night.
They also say you can use a thermal camera
Yeah, because the heat.
because the heat coming off of them because they
I feel like
grow
that's cheating.
they grow so fast.
Yeah, expending more energy.
Yeah, their heat signature coming off the fungi that it just jumps out at you.
I think that
I
would
wonder
be.
if you could find 4-leaf clovers that way because there's more going on. Than
Highly doubtful because I figure the heat signature.
Do you
would
think
be
you
the
could
same.
use artificial intelligence to scan a plot or a picture of ground to find a four-leaf clover?
Not yet.
I don't think you'd be able to get it to respond fast enough for real time.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
That'll go into my topic coming up here.
Oh,
good.
there we go.
Anyway,
There we go. So here's I gotta get back pulled up. I pulled up something else, and now I pulled that up, and now I'm pulling this back up. What is a television show that you started to watch and thought, man, this is great? Like you're telling people about it, you're in love with it, head over heels, and then it just turned into absolute hot garbage.
last week I talked about that Love on the Run, the jailbreak show.
Yeah.
I was a little let down by that. I mean, even though I used it as a whole ass topic and talked about it in very, very, extreme detail.
Yeah, phone sex with the wife.
Yeah, with Jenna, not Jenna. Yeah, Jenna. But like, I thought it was going to be, I had not watched it in its entirety while talking about it on the show. And then after watching it, after going back and finishing it in its entirety, I don't think it was hot garbage, but I think that they really hyped it up more than really what they had. Like with the phone conversations and the the security footage.
There
and all
wasn't
that
anything that great.
shit. Riveting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have live actual recordings from inside the car, when they were getting taken down. Like one of them screwed up and dialed 911 and then like just put their phone in the cup holder, or like it was in
Why would they call 911?
I think it might have been in their pocket and went into emergency mode or something when they were rustling around in the car running from the cops, because you could hear her saying, you know, we should have stayed at the hotel, and, you know, oh my God, they're going to kill us, you know, slow down, Casey, and all this stuff, and let me out, I'm going to run, you know, and stuff like that. But then they said she died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But then after the trial came out, like that's what the initial report said. But then they come back out and said that, he was charged with her death. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was just kind of like, it was a little bit more hoopla built. It wasn't straight garbage. I'll tell you one more show that I watched about 20 minutes of that's absolutely hot garbage, and I had to turn it off. It's that nasty ass Golden Bachelor.
Oh,
You watch that?
That's what the old people.
Hulu Live. I've been pirating off of that from my old man, and we were watching Family Feud, and then when Feud got over the other day, Eleanor and I were in the garage cooking, and I said, she said, Dad, what are these old guys in this house? What are they doing? I'm like, well, they're trying to go on a date with this girl, this woman, and this one guy named Pasquale. He's a French dude, and he was going on a date with the Golden Bachelorette or whatever her name was, and they lip locked right out of the gate. And Eleanor looked, didn't she just kiss that other guy too? And I was like, yeah, honey, she's a whore. You know, I didn't really. I really didn't say that. I did not.
Well, supposedly the first, I guess it would be the Golden Bachelorette or Bachelor. Bachelorette is when it's the female and the men are chasing, right?
No. Yeah.
Wasn't that guy from Indiana?
Well, that's what somebody reached out to us and said they filed for divorce in Pike County.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they got married in a fever. Hotter than, but no, I was thinking of one that jumps to my mind is The Walking Dead.
Ooh, I like that.
I think the first few seasons of The Walking Dead
I'll buy that.
are amazing. They are great. There's good storyline. There's good development of character.
Oh.
And then I feel like it fell off in the end.
Yellowstone, for me. Like in the beginning of Yellowstone,
Yeah.
you see all the tits, and Beth is all, her and Rip are just banging it out all the time, and it's real like killing and boobies and everything like that. And,
Boobies.
and then it just, it just turns into like Kevin Costner's whole cowboy cult, and they're taking people to the train station, and I don't know. I lost interest in it real hard after like the tits went away. I don't know.
I wish I could say I was surprised by that, Dave, but I don't know that I am.
Right.
You got
in lieu of a good plot line, tits always help.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of a show. I'm sure there are some, but I guess I never finished Walking Dead.
Mm-mm.
Like I've watched the first few seasons, I think, back when I was living in Brazil.
You'll be an old man if you ever do it, because there's like 50 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and they've had spinoffs, and I don't think spinoffs work.
No. I'll tell
I
you
feel
one.
like the Mayans is pretty good. The spinoff
off
of
of
the
Sons of Anarchy.
the biker gang.
I don't know. I guess I wasn't thinking TV shows at first. I know you said TV show, but I had movies in my head. Like The Expendables, I loved the first one, and they've all gone downhill since then.
Yeah, but I mean, look at how many Fast and Furious they've made.
Shit.
Yeah, buddy.
There's 11 seasons of The Walking Dead. Like I told you.
Legitimately stopped watching after 5, I think.
And there's a thing here that says The Walking Dead, AMC's flagship show, has ran for 12 years. And finally it ended in 2022. Yeah. So there's
I think the last one I remember, there's like a season around a prison, and then after that, they moved into like some neighborhood.
That's about where I got done.
And
too.
then like a
I
neighborhood.
remember Negan.
This was right
bat.
after Negan, or right in there, because I remember seeing him. I thought he was at the prison, and they found this like neighborhood, and there's some weird wood stake like fence, looked like a colonial.
With carved points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right there.
I
feel like that was
never
4 or
really
5.
got into it, and Justine said it made her sweat behind her knees to watch it when she was home alone, because
I
was
would
working
always sleep
nights
with
still.
a gun because I was like, man, they're coming in.
I
Like,
know.
I just
It freaked Justine
well, then
out
the
too.
bath salt zombies, and I had that gas station right
A
across.
Florida man.
They
Yeah.
started selling the bath salts there.
I'll tell you one thing that it wasn't hot garbage, but it was probably hands down one of my favorite series that I ever watched on Netflix, and they just canceled it after the first season. And it was Mindhunter. About the FBI profilers, like where that started, like where they started the profiling thing, with all the serial killers, Edmund and all those guys, and then like they had this huge buildup for a second season, and then it just never happened. That's straight garbage, like that pissed me.
Well, and maybe garbage is heavy, but it seems like as shows go, I think. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a different opinion, but sometimes I think you're okay letting a show run for 2 or 3 years and ending it. Like it just, instead of, you try to make more out of something that's not there, and you try to force something, and it's
right. Like,
it doesn't work.
Some series just do work. Like Harry Potter's. Like the kids keep getting older. And then like they're different things and different magic and all that stuff like that.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars it just works.
Yeah.
But like when they keep doing what the hell is like Fast and the Furious 25.
Yeah.
It's like if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Like shit like that.
Well, think about like old television shows like a MASH and different things like that.
Walker.
Yeah.
If the eye of the ranger are upon you, anything you do, they're gonna see. That's a good show.
When you're in Texas, look behind you,
because that's
where the ranger's gonna be.
Have you noticed how deep, like octave, I can go? Like today, I was singing Josh Turner's Long Black Train, and I was like nailing them bottom ones. And Craig was with me, Craig Atkins, buddy of mine. He looked at me and he's like, God damn. I don't know. I just haven't been able to do that for a long time, but now I can. This is pretty cool. Pretty neat.
Good.
You found talent.
Yeah. So any other television shows?
No,
to wrap it up?
I just can't.
Walking Dead is the one that sticks out to me.
Yeah.
And that's the one I brought to the table.
That 90s show.
Or that 70s show?
No,
that
the 90s show.
The spinoff.
Yeah, I watched the first season and I was like, ugh, it just wasn't.
I think that's the bad thing. Like with Netflix and the streaming services, you get like one good show.
Yeah.
Tires. The other one that has
Tires.
Fuller House. I liked Tires.
You did?
Yeah.
I did too, but
the
like
other
I thought
one
it was going to be more.
Had Ashton Kutcher in it with
The Ranch.
yes.
That one was
You didn't
good.
like it?
No, I did.
Yeah, but then they just
And
made
then-
it go away.
Well, when Masterson got arrested for rape,
That's not a laughing matter. I'm so sorry. I did not mean that that way. I wasn't laughing at the rape. I was just laughing at the principle.
How about that gal in Fuller House, though? I mean, she got Fuller.
Big
that's for
rack.
sure.
I think that's what
the
it
hell
was.
is-
Jodie Sweetin or something
Yeah.
like
Is
that.
that her name?
I don't
but you know what I mean? Like that's I think
Sweet
that's what
titties.
some of the streaming services have created. So like Reacher, the first season of Reacher on
yeah.
Amazon, really good. And then haven't been able to get into season
Here's
2.
the problem, though. You know what the generation today isn't going to have? Freaking Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Remember that?
What a show.
But now I feel
Yeah.
like if I watched it now, maybe it wouldn't be that good.
I still watch.
You know what
Story.
show that I tried to go back and watch as an adult that I absolutely loved as a child?
Fraggle Rock.
No. God, I'm not going to be able to think of it now.
My kids have discovered Magic School
Kevin
Bus.
and Winnie and oh no, God, I just had it. Wonder Years.
Oh,
The Wonder Years.
That kid's living in Princeton. No, wrong kid.
I watched
Kid from Boy Meets World is in Princeton.
yeah. His wife is from the area. I think
Eric Matthews.
No, the kid.
Yeah,
the other one that was hot to trot for Topanga.
Yeah.
Eric Matthews.
No,
No, you're wrong.
that's his older brother. Eric
Yeah.
is his older brother.
Corey.
Matthews. Corey and Topanga.
Yeah.
Little curly-haired kid.
God, I love Topanga.
Yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to
I bet you
really
did.
think about Topanga.
Was that the TGIF?
The old devil
Gosh, that
dog.
was a good old days.
Yeah, Fridays, baby.
When you do you think none of that stuff will ever come back?
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
TGIF. They used to roll out shows. I can remember you get pizza and eat pizza out in the living room, and just that's what you watched, and then Tales of the Crypt or one of them would come on at the very end. You're like, yep, bedtime. Well, thanks for creeping out everybody in the car. Hey, before we get to Smoke Dragon, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, brought to you by our buddy Chad Blessinger of Blessinger Insurance.
At Blessinger Insurance, Chad Blessinger works to provide personalized, local insurance solutions that you can count on. From auto and home to farm and business coverage, Chad works with trusted carriers to offer policies that fit your unique needs. With decades of experience in serving DuBois County and the surrounding southern Indiana area, Chad is dedicated to protecting what matters most to you. Whether you're seeking personal or commercial insurance, Chad is here to help. Give Chad a call today and see what he can do for you.
And we're back.
Here we go.
Go see Chad today. Chad's a good man, Charlie Brown.
You good boy.
Smoke Dragon, what is on your mind, my friend?
So they've been on my mind for a while because I see them about every day coming home from work.
I had to Google what it was.
I'm very well versed in this.
And
You are?
Yes.
heard somebody talk about it
Good.
in the driveway here when the sheriff stopped by to visit for a while that time. And he mentioned it, and I didn't know what he was talking about, and now I figured it out. But there's one right at the T when you come off of the road coming out.
All
from
entrance and exits into DuBois County.
There's one.
So why
major
is there one
thoroughfares.
right over? I don't like it, and I think it's an invasion of privacy.
There's one down here past our house right before you get to
because
county
you're
line.
coming off the interstate.
County line.
Can I tell you what it is, Dave?
Wait a minute. Let's tell us what it is.
The flock cameras is what they're called.
Now explain to folks what a flock
It's a little
camera is.
solar-powered camera that I believe just law enforcement as a whole can access.
Not just, yeah, that's a.
Like I don't.
There's private companies that can also have flock cameras.
That's even worse. Now, I'm not going to say it's completely useless. That's how they caught that feller for murder out of Ohio when he pulled into Ferdinand the other day.
When did that happen?
Yeah.
Last week.
Was he
What?
the colored
come
boy
out-
with the fluffy hair?
Yeah, I think. So he was
Yeah,
out of
I've
northern
seen
Ohio.
that. Yep.
And he pulled off the Ferdinand exit to get gas, and the flock camera's got his. That's what I was getting with AI.
No
You said
shit.
live
His tag.
streaming.
I didn't hear this at all.
So he was just pulling in for gas from Ohio, but the AI, they put that number in, and that's the AI that reads the plates. Like,
Yeah.
it makes that work, and they flagged it. And I don't know, it was state police and DuBois County Sheriff, 2 or 3 of them. There was no issues. They just apprehended them there. But that's how it happened because the flock cameras. So it was in the database, the APB or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so there's a good part, I guess. But on the other hand, so when I go by this one over here, I always flip it off.
Good, because I know they're going to watch it.
They might now, but it just
doesn't even
pisses
read
me
that.
off.
They will when they listen to this.
They might.
Yeah,
They
they're
might.
really going to get stirred up.
I just don't like it because you can learn
Dave?
somebody's habits because you can say, okay,
Well, Dave,
there's-
that's already happening anyways. You hear of the Snowdens and the Julian Assanges and the Elon Musk. Everybody makes fun of China and their social score, but that's exactly what happens here anyways.
Alejandro Angulo Ramos, 22 years old, was a murder suspect. He was from Columbus. Yeah. He was arrested Monday morning in Ferdinand. Says 22-year-old Alejandro was picked up by Indiana State Police at the Sunoco gas station. Police say there was a small argument. The 22-year-old Jonathan Santiago on Sunday when he shot this. Yeah,
up in Columbus.
in Columbus. Yeah, small little. But it doesn't say anything about a flock camera. But
Well,
that's
because
how
they don't want they don't
are we
want
sure of that?
they don't
Pretty
want
sure.
everybody to know that. They don't want to publicize it. That's why when you
Now I know this is nobody's listening. Just us three here.
yeah.
But like, how does a guy like Dave Smoker find out that this feller was caught with a flock camera?
There's just in conversation with folks.
Oh, I see.
It just comes up in conversation.
He knows people.
Yeah.
But that's how that's how
sits
they
there and
were
listens
tipped
to the
off. 'Cause there was
police.
no issues. Like he was just there getting fuel, but it was like that.
And ideally, we would have loved for him to keep on the moving.
Yeah, but
People would probably be shocked to find out what transpires through our little part of the county across Interstate 64.
Oh,
just
I bet.
wait when they put in that daggone freeway through all the old timey family farms.
Go a little farther west here and try on 41.
41 is like used to be like the main drug hub.
The dope highway of the world.
Well, 69's come in now, and they don't have to worry
That's
about
what
that.
I'm saying. When they put the new one in here, we'll have them.
When they put 67.
We may not be alive for that.
Will it take that long, you think?
No.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see it.
It'll be 60.
We'll see the Mid-State Corridor.
But
The second and third phase of the environmental study is already over. And that's like a 5-year process.
But when they go through and they start staking all these ground, like people, if people are going to want to sue, like you,
It's only wide. It's only we've got the thing at work, and like one of the widest spots is only like
2,000 feet.
Yeah, it's not. It's just a right through there.
Yeah, but like there's a guy whose whole ass family farm is on it right over there by the airport.
I know.
Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with the flock cameras.
Cameras
but
are
the
wild,
flock
but
cameras,
I think Dave. Now, is the flock cameras? Do they? So obviously they're not triggered by like speeders because I've been doing.
They only read license plates. That's why him flipping it off doesn't do anything.
I've been doing.
The deal is it's going to a database somewhere.
Yeah.
So they're still
Flock
communicating.
houses that database.
Flock.
So some other outward party, some other third party at least, is storing all the files. Mm-hmm. It's got to be running the software. Somebody puts in this number, these plates, and you say only license plates. I bet it can go off car description too to start looking beforehand because you're going to want to know to be able to react.
I think it legitimately really react. The license plate, the registration is going to have all the like the color, the make, the model, all that stuff in it already.
But I would say that the AI, the tools that are doing it, once they know that it's a silver sedan, it'll help the algorithm better peel those out as they go through. But the problem is data security, and then what can be done with all that, because there's going to be a certain window of time that it's not just recording once it sees a license plate. It has to have the license plate recorded to be able to analyze it.
But the amount of this data that comes across, it's an instantaneous thing. You would think it.
Flock is a manufacturer.
Yes.
They're the brand.
They're the
type of camera is an ALPR, which is an automatic license plate recorder. Mm-hmm. So that's
so that's like what they put in
plate reader.
Yeah, so that would have started first with your toll booths and everything, is where those
toll
first
booth Willie
firing off there.
Right. I don't know, Dave. Like, what happens if you? It could work to your favor too, though, right? Like if somebody.
Well, but he already said that he
recognizes
recognizes that. But
say somebody's just the county's hurting for money, and we haven't been given enough speeding tickets, and then we've got like 40 people this month that aren't up on their plates, so maybe we ought to just watch for him and pop that SOB when he gets there driving through. Now.
Well, and Dave, you should know as one
your
that's
plates, Dave.
Yeah, as
right?
one that's a follower of the law to a T, that bitches about people passing in the right-hand turn lane.
That is safety, and that's you know what? No, your license plates is just really an infringement on your daggone.
Are you going to put a piece of paper on the back of your car that says "Traveler"?
No, hell no, because that's just.
I feel like you're two. I feel like you're 2 weeks away from being a sovereign citizen.
I seen a guy at Blesh's on a motorcycle, and on the back fender plate where his license plate should have been was literally a laminated piece of paper which was wrote in pencil, "Traveler."
Now there was a
and then like this whole ass little fine print thing.
There was a feller I worked with in Terre Haute that he was pouring the Kool-Aid, and I was thinking about like that he was a sovereign citizen, and but I think
they're so full of shit.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. It's just not. It all sounds good on paper, but
what is it like? You're driving a vehicle. No, I'm traveling.
Yeah, well, because you're supposed to have the right to travel freely, however you.
Yeah, and they say you can walk. Because there was a
but you can't walk because they outlaw walking on interstate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Standees.
You can walk on the highway over here. You walk from town to town.
But at that point in time, you're a vagrant if they choose to put you there.
Well, then that is what it is.
Yeah, the daggone system. It's just the man trying to get you down.
Well, and Dave, to ease your fears, you have no expectation of privacy guaranteed by the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution for something that is public facing, like that said license plate. Because back in the day, it used to be cop cars. Cop cars would have these on them, and as they drove through the city, like on parked cars right there, if they hit a dinger on one, then that's how they started doing some of that. That's the
No, Dave.
anytime a police officer gets, go ahead.
Do you know what the definition of a sovereign citizen is?
I probably did at one point in time.
A member of a political movement of people who oppose taxation, question the legitimacy of government, and believe that they are not subject to the law.
Yeah. It didn't take 2 weeks. We done figured it out.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I had one experience with one in the courtroom.
I'm sorry, buddy. I just read that and I thought, oh shit.
I had one experience with one in the courtroom one time. And I mean, it was a public hearing, so it's no big deal. But basically, this person either didn't want to give their name or didn't want to cooperate in the process.
No, then you look like a jackass.
And so the judge handling it just said, okay, I'm going to, do you want to, and, gave all the chances in the world for this lady to be free of it. And finally he said, well, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court and I can sentence you up to 180 days. And that's 180 actual days. That's 6 months. And she didn't want to comply. And he said, okay, well, you're going to be held in contempt for 90 days. See ya. If you want to come back and talk and do this in the process, then that's fine. And then like the reality set in as she was being escorted out. And then it was funny because she was back that afternoon, tears, crying. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. And then everything went just as it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But did she still do 90 in the pokey?
No, judge rescinded that after she decided that she wanted to cooperate. I think my whole problem with it is if you want to get on that stance and you want to do that, fine and dandy. But there's people that are just doing their job.
That's the one we were talking about on Wednesday.
Atlanta's that real bright spot there, it looks like.
Yeah.
There's just people that are just doing their job. You know what I mean? Like if you get pulled over in a traffic infraction, the last thing that guy wants to do is listen to your bullshit political stance that nobody gives two shits about and you're wrong. You've been proven wrong. If you could be a sovereign citizen and get away with all this stuff, guess what? Everybody do it. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so you're just being an asshole to somebody that... Now, am I saying everybody on the other side of that coin is, assholes like that and then, it's escalated by law enforcement? I'm not saying that at all. But a lot of times when you see these like got you videos on social media and stuff like that, that's all you're doing it for.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And you deserve every bit of it that you get. But I mean, it's kind of like you see when these areas have these riots and stuff, you have a decrease in policing because they just don't want to mess with it. We're not going to deal with it. So you got a guy that's driving reckless, like that guy with the motorcycle. I'm sure there's been plenty of people, plenty of law enforcement behind him. And you know what they decide? I don't want to deal with that guy.
Right.
And so that guy could be
motorcycle.
I remember the guy that busted.
Oh, Traveler.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he might be a nice guy. And if he listens to the show, hey, cool. Shout out to you, man. But what if he's running drugs?
Yeah.
What if he's doing that stuff? And so now you got somebody that's tainting your community with Colombian Bam Bam because nobody wants to deal with him because he's got Traveler on the back of his plate.
Yeah.
And instead of writing him a ticket for no financial responsibility and driving without a license and all that other shit, they just, that ain't worth the paperwork.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be all
Yeah,
possibilities.
I don't know where I'm at on the flock camera. I really thought that they were like actual... I really thought they were like speed cameras in the beginning. Like, oh, God,
No, I don't think they care if you're speeding, but I think they could work backwards from that if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think
depending on the frequency in which they're placed.
Do you think the technology is just beginning? Like, do you think it's just getting started? Like it's going to
No, this is old technology that's used out there. That's how they've
the
gotten
AI
hold of it.
stuff though is
20
like,
years old.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. You'd be surprised, I think, maybe what you can already do with it. I don't know. Like it's used like in manufacturing a lot.
AI or flock cameras?
AI and vision inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Spooky.
Yeah.
There. Some of that you got to look at that public litmus test of it. Does the public good outweigh the private good? You know, you're catching a killer out of Ohio. Say that's good. Amber alerts, silver alerts.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what it costs Du Bois County to have these put in and maintain, though.
Well, that's public record.
Yeah.
And not just the cost of them, but like I'm sure there's a subscriptions fee.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like,
yeah,
buy the camera, you're taken care of. It's probably.
Well, and I'm sure.
Or is Du Bois County one of the few around?
No.
If you drive around, since they put them up here and I started seeing that one, I see them all over now.
Yeah, they're all over. Because my brother, older brother in Ohio, he said that they've had some really good like missing, like kidnapping, stolen vehicles, like stuff like that. You know, been caught
For
from
$2,500. Flock cameras consider themselves safety as a service, so they charge their clients an annual subscription of $2,500 per camera and an installation cost of $300 per camera. This subscription fees includes the following: ongoing maintenance and software updates.
I'm sure they get some tax. They get some kind of subsidy or tax dollars somewhere.
Sure. Yeah, there's probably grants and everything else.
Yeah.
There's
So that's not as bad as I thought. So there's probably 10, 12 of them in the county, maybe. You'll have them on a couple places on 231. You got 2 exits in the county off 64, so there'll be both directions of that.
Yeah.
So there's 2, 4.
now that article was wrote in
6,
2022.
8,
so
10.
yeah.
I bet there's only 12,
Yeah.
15. That's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. I don't think it too crazy, but yeah, they are everywhere, and that's probably not going
Does the
anywhere.
county pay for it or does the state pay for that, I wonder?
County.
County.
I think it goes by county because I think the situation that I'm familiar with, it was actually local PD. So a lot of times, like Huntingburg and Du Bois County may
but
split the cost on these that go into Huntingburg.
Huntingburg doesn't have any in city limits. Not in city limits.
Maybe not, but because of the town
in
and
their
area,
jurisdiction.
they may
Yeah.
say,
There's one up there by Jet. Well, right there by Kirstein's cattle up on the hill.
oh,
There's one.
yeah.
That'd
So-
be their jurisdiction. Can Huntingburg Police Department come here since I got a Huntingburg address? Because I guess I assume I'm county, but maybe I'm not.
Well, but see, I think how some of that is like it's an old wives' tale about. Probably it would be a permission with the sheriff's department because you'll see Huntingburg Police Department work accidents out here on Hall Junction.
That could be fire service too. Townships.
Yeah,
That's
townships.
another
that.
thing
Township,
too.
yeah.
Township.
But I think all you
Well,
realistically
right out
have to
here is
do
Patoka Township.
is get permission.
Huntingburg.
So, like when there's high speed chases, like somebody comes
Yeah,
across
they
the
don't
river,
stop.
they just call and ask
hey, by the
permission.
way.
Hey, we're gonna. This is what's coming your way. Do we have? Now it may be an Indiana law enforcement agent that does the arrest. I don't know how they may just be in backup, but I don't know how any of that works.
That's probably why the way that thing you read was when the thing we were talking about, like it was the arrest made by Indiana State Police with assistance by.
Yeah. They always say that. Yeah.
Because, and I imagine that has to do with.
Well, like whenever the Love on the Run, the Vicky and Casey White in Evansville, they were brought down by U.S. Marshals. So like U.S. Marshals, Indiana State Police,
Yeah.
EPD, like there was shit.
Well, a lot of these,
because they're big time fugitives. You know what I mean? They're running from.
but like marshals will have like a joint task service where they have somebody that is in tune with local PD. They might have one guy that covers
The state.
a 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're broken up into northern and southern district in Indiana, so you would have FBI agents and marshals down there in Evansville. like stuff like that. I mean, unless they come out of more of a centralized location, it's hard to say. Hey, let's move on though into three big things. Nope, wrong. Check that. This is Friday. Three big things was Wednesday. This is check that back. Check.
Three big things.
Three big things from our buddy Brado, brought to you by Merkley and Sons. It's chili season, baby. Our buddies at Merkley and Sons should be your first stop this chili season. One, you can get the meats you need for your chili and probably some seasonings too. The second reason, you can get some of those extra things that go well with a bowl of chili. Like, for instance, you can have a good old thick slice of cracker bologna, a snap dog, a frank, or even a Merkley seasoned patty on the side of your chili. Some may say that chili soup is enough of a meal itself. Well, those people probably don't enjoy life. Get over to Merkley's today and see the fellas and get what you need for chili season. All right, here we go, fellas. Rail pioneers. Japan's sleek bullet train zoomed onto the scene in the 1960s, shrinking travel times and inspiring a revolution in high-speed rail travel around the world. The next big thing could come courtesy of China. Magnetically levitating trains capable of running at almost 400 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Not a chance.
So what say the Dutchmen? Are you getting on a train that travels 400 miles an hour? P.S. I'm out.
Not a chance.
Brado's
Give
out.
it a go.
What?
The Magnons? Yeah, I'd give that a go.
Yeah, just be like being on a roller coaster.
How
Creepy-
would you control the G-force when you're sitting in there?
Oh, I bet
Well,
it's a smooth ride.
They're not. You're not like 0 to like.
You're not going face melting speed right out of the gate. Like, okay, ready? Bam, 400.
Creepy viewing. Now that October has arrived, it's time to get into the spooky spirit.
There we go.
Our entertainment team come up with 13 irresistible movies and TV series to freak you out heading into Halloween, so carve out some time to watch. Okay, Dutchman, well, let's hear it. What is your favorite scary movie in my best scream voice?
Was there a scream voice?
Yeah.
Well, in my best scream voice, what's your favorite scary
voice
movie?
changer. Remember when he called
Oh,
the voice
yeah.
changer? God dang it. Man, I don't know why I do it to myself because they flip me out the most, but I really like those psychological thrillers. A lot of time the possession movies, man, they screw me up. Like, I don't know why I watch them so much, but those ones get me pretty good. Like the Exorcism of Emily Rose, the Devil Inside, what the hell is the one? The Right, like that one. And then what's the one with Russell Crowe? He plays he's an exorcist in the Vatican, and then the demon shows up.
Oh, you were just talking about this the other day.
He shows up as a bull.
The Exorcist.
Yeah, that one. No.
Oh.
No. Anyway, that was the one where the girl projectile vomited and spun her head around. The Exorcist, the original.
Oh, the Exorcist preacher.
I don't know what it's called.
You were just talking about the
I
other
know.
day.
I can't think of it now.
Huh.
Those are my favorite scary movies. What about you, Dave?
I don't really do scary movies, but I think the one that would probably fall in there that I liked, that I've watched multiple times, is like Devil's Rejects and
Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses, but
Yeah.
that probably has more to do with Sherry Moon Zombie than
Those are probably just like, that's like a slasher film, though, right? Like a jump scare
maybe.
slasher film.
That's what I don't even know how you.
I guess there's a big difference. Like, there's a huge, there's a lot. That's a very wide and broad different categories of horror movies, right? So, like, psychological thrillers.
That's what's funny, because this list has a lot of like what I would consider like psychological thrillers.
Yeah. So, like the Conjuring, the Amityville Horror, like some of your big ones, like The Grudge, like some of those big. Probably hands down the most scariest movie that I've ever seen in my life was called The Fourth Kind, and it was about aliens.
I think I remember seeing. Oh,
And-
what was the one
and it was about a lady.
with the long fingers under the door? Had Kevin Costner.
Oh,
The Village, not the Village, not the Shining.
no, Kevin Costner.
They're out on the farm, right?
I See Dead People.
No, it's an
No,
M. Night
that's
Shyamalan. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It was when he was on a heater of because The Village was one of them. Because that lady, that movie ends where that girl finally got over and it's like main. Oh shoot! Because they spoofed it in Scary Movie 2 or one of them 3.
Because they pissed out of their finger or something in that one. But
The Twilight. It's not the Twilight. Aliens?
No.
It's not Aliens. But I know. But
they're just stuck on a farm and there's all these aliens.
But it's like
coming
an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
in.
Did you not look up M. Night Shyamalan?
No, it's not called The New Daughter, is it?
No.
No. Is it Kevin Costner for sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I was thinking Mel Gibson.
Ooh, Mel
It is
Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
God, we look like idiots doing this.
What's
Mel
it
Gibson
called?
Movie. Signs.
Signs. There you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah.
That M. Night Shyamalan had a
Man,
hot
we
streak.
took the long way around that one. But no, The Fourth Kind, that movie is about an actual. It's actually based on factual events. It was a lady I think she was in Alaska, and she was a psychiatrist that was basically her daughter was kidnapped, and then she goes on this whole long thing about how she, like that she kept seeing this vision of a white owl. And like every time the white owl would show up, like it would be in her dreams, but then like she was basically
Getting abducted.
yeah, more or less like that kind of shit. But then like when she went into a trance or something, and they brought this other dude in, and she was speaking Sumerian, which is like the oldest documented language ever in Earth. And like she was speaking, it said, "I am your God," and like all kinds of just really up shit. And then her jaw, which I mean, it's movies, of course, but like her jaw, what do you call that? Distended, where her mouth opened,
Unhinged once.
yeah, more or less. And then like the cameras went shit, and the batteries would drain, and the electromagnetic
Aliens are out there, man.
I know, man, and that freaked me the hell out. What was the other scary ass movie where all the dead birds were falling out of the sky? Yeah,
Where they had the
aliens.
blindfold?
No, that was Bird Box. I never watched that one yet either. With Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else is the other big thing from Brado? Any other ones?
Yeah, the last one we got. China's astronauts are aiming to land on the moon by 2030, and they now have a new advanced spacesuit to do it. Okay, Dutchman, put on your conspiracy hats. I can't remember if the Dutchmen have ever tackled this one deeply. I know you've maybe touched on it a little. The moon landing. What say the Dutchmen? Well, I think space was made in a Hollywood basement.
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that we didn't land there, but we didn't land there in 68 or whatever and never go back. We've either not been there at all or there's been a hell of a lot going on up there because we wouldn't have spent all the money just to say we touched it.
Yeah, I know. I believe that too. Yeah, I mean, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, they were the first of 12 humans to be, to walk on the moon. But like, why?
Buzz Aldrin now is like, yeah, that never happened, little girl. But he could just be old and out of his shit.
I just don't understand, like you said, if we went back in 1960 some, and then like only 12 people have walked on the moon, like why? Like why? I mean, goddamn, Elon's flying people up there just for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
Why would we not go to the moon? Did you see where Elon
Saved the people from
Yeah.
the space cadets or whatever.
SpaceX? They docked up with the old
Shit's getting real funky, boys. We're doing a lot of shit in space, and I just don't know about it.
yeah.
It's just weird shit's going on.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it's funny. Our federal government shit on Elon, and he had to save him twice this past couple weeks. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the government for you.
yeah,
I can't remember. I seen something on Facebook today about like it was almost $18 billion he spent this week.
yeah. Spin it like it's going out of style.
I'll have to find it out.
Well, fellas, it's time, and it's time for the last pass.
All right.
If we have any final thoughts on the shows this week or what we got going on for the weekend, but little goodbye as we say salud. Can you say salud? That's cheers, right?
Salute. Yeah, I think
real quick here,
Yeah,
side
go
note.
ahead.
FEMA announced a $9 billion shortfall for the Hurricane Helene recovery. And in the same day, the United States gave $8.7 billion in weapons to Israel. So that was in the same day. So whatever 9 plus 8, 7 is.
Yep, almost 18.
Yeah.
17.7.
Yeah. Wild. It's a lot of money. Especially we're in, what's our national debt cap now? Like,
We're in the trills.
yeah, for sure. The trills.
They don't even worry about it anymore.
Trillville.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it anymore.
China owns us, so I mean, if they want to go to the moon,
Well,
we could tell them.
a lot of it is that we just print money, and that's why we're in the inflation that we're in.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I'd
Anyway,
challenge China to come get it,
Yeah, come get it. Come get it. All right, fellas, it's time to put a little bow on this Friday episode with some final thoughts brought to you by Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
Southern Indiana Hardwoods is kind of like a Swiss Army knife. They sell the Green Mountain pellet grills. They sell the accessories for the grills. They sell the amazing pellets. And guess what? They also sell heating pellets. Listen, there's more than one way to keep warm in the upcoming cold season. One of them is with Southern Indiana Hardwoods heating pellets. Reach out to Nick today and see how you can better utilize this alternative heating source.
All right, big fella, we got.
Well, just one more lap around the table here, guys. Like I said earlier, T's and P's to all the Americans that are struggling with the hurricane stuff up there in the hills of North Carolina and Tennessee and Georgia and all that stuff. We got some listeners in Georgia, according to
That's our second biggest listenership outside of Indiana.
Right. So we're hats off to you guys, T's and P's. I do know that OFS, if you're listening to this, I don't know if the deadline, I don't know if they'll be still accepting, but I know that OFS has a big thing going on where they're going to have 3 trailers, one staged in Huntingburg, Indiana, one staged in around Santa Claus, Indiana, and one staged in Dale, Indiana, and they're accepting relief aid that they're going to haul out there because I do believe OFS has a plant in North Carolina to try to get the things that those folks need out there. Because looking at the videos and seeing what they got going on out there, guys, it looks pretty rough. But anyway, peace, love, and positivity. One thing that we haven't done a really good job with doing this time around, just because we're busy and it's kind of fell on a tough spot, but we've got a merchandise store that is still live. It's the Smoke Responsibly shirts. And guys, listen, just because of fall time's coming doesn't mean you can't smoke responsibly. I mean, there's football tailgates, there's Saturday afternoon chili pots, there's...
I do most of my smoking in the fall when it's not hotter than Satan's ass crack outside.
Yeah, so we got plenty of time to get out there and fire up them smokers, whether it's one of them badass pellet grills from our buddy Nick Merkley over there or Southern Indiana Hardwoods, or if it's just your old-time stick burner. We have got time, and if you're going to fire up the smoker, you got to do what?
Smoke responsibly.
Get on that store and buy you a shirt because they're pretty cool. That's all I got.
Dave.
Hey, smoke responsibly, watch out for your neighbors, and thank whoever you think up there that everybody here was safe this time around. That's all I got.
Keep the federal government out of your home.
Hell yeah.
Big thank you to Gaslight, Lights by Logan, Blessinger Insurance, Merkley & Sons, and, of course, Southern Indiana Hardwoods. We appreciate everything you guys do. We chug along here in October, fellas. Won't be long. It'll be November and December, and then we're doing it all over again.
November starts season 3.
Yeah, we're getting real close to that, which is exciting, but appreciate everything you guys do. Obviously, we're fortunate enough to talk into the old mics, and always love running into fans and friends of the program that talk about the show, and you think nobody listens because we just talk into these mics, and we assume somebody's listening on the back end. Now, the guys that are from India that want to do search engine optimization, appreciate you coming out.
They hit us up a lot.
Yeah, they hit us up a lot, but ain't none of them spell well enough
But
to.
you, buddy, I can make your show much, much better.
There we go. Got it. But we do appreciate all of you that listen. And, of course, those that find a little happiness in what could be a long, dreadful day or week or month or quarter or whatever it may be. We're happy to make you smile. So with that, fellas,
Let's do it.
we've done it again. Dutchman out.